All right.
Whew.
Mulligans and Hackers Golf. We're back for another episode. I don't remember what episode this is or what it will be, but whatever. We're back.
Familiar spot. We're in your car
Yeah, well, we just finished
at the end of a round.
the last round of the year out at Medicine Hat Golf and Country Club.
Yes, this was the last weekend. It is a not ideal conditions.
Blustery wind, 60k gusts,
Now,
cold.
I've asked you this a couple times. Delacour wind?
Not quite.
If you know Delacour, you know Delacour, what we went through there. So it's not quite Delacour, but boy, it is a little out of control out there today.
It is cold, though. It was much colder than Delacour.
There's some banana bands out there today for sure.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
Final weekend, final day. 2025 is now put away.
Yep.
Great season. The best, for sure, ever that we played. At least for me, I'll speak for myself. Actually sad to see the season come to an end.
Me too.
It's going to be a long winter. It's going to be a long, dreary winter, for sure. Sim will be a big part of our winter once the Sim League starts, but that's not till January, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably play some sim once or
that,
twice a week,
yeah.
right? And get in and get some sim rounds in and just kind of keep the swing going. It allows us to kind of work on some things. But I mean, we got some time here before next season, and it's, it always sucks because when you're playing well, like the way your game is at the end of this season, you've unlocked some new things in your game. You've been playing really well. It just sucks to say goodbye to the season at this time of the year.
It does. Yeah. I haven't ended. I don't think I've ended the season yet where I was sad to see the season go. Previously, I was kind of like, can we put the season to bed? Like, it's kind of like the grind of nothing was happening, nothing was getting better. It was always getting worse as I played. This year was kind of the opposite. I started to play better down the stretch. Again, everybody, if you've listened to the podcast before, you know about my humbling at the Tour Championship, and my game and mental game changed considerably after that. And I actually enjoyed playing golf down the stretch here. It was quite a change from the previous few years we played. And I'm sad to see it go. I really am. But that's why we play. Season comes to an end, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't live somewhere that warm that we can just play all year round. I mean, that would be nice, but.
So this is our final week, and we're recording this on Sunday. I played yesterday, Saturday. Still, it was a blustery, cold day yesterday. Chris wasn't here yesterday because he did something else and informed me of it on Thursday, that he wasn't going to be able to make
Wednesday morning, I told you. I said I was going to be out Wednesday and then I wouldn't be able to come Thursday or Saturday.
Right. So me and Ryan came out Wednesday, and I played Thursday. Did I play Thursday? I don't know if I did play Thursday. No, I don't think I did. And the reason you were gone.
And then Saturday, who'd you come out with?
Well, Saturday. Oh, yeah. How can I just segue past that?
Right.
Saturday, Paul Betts from the Alberta Golf Tour came down from Calgary. Him and me went out with another couple, and we played 18 holes yesterday. It was so good to play with Paul. And again, shout out, Paul. I know you listen. It was an enjoyable day. The conditions weren't great. I'll put that out there. It was windy, chilly, but the company was fantastic yesterday. Getting the final round in on the final weekend with Paul was really good. Really nice to see him. Had a chill few hours out on the course and just hit some balls around and enjoyed each other's company. It was really cool to see Paul before the end of the season, because he's one of my pals on tour. So it was really nice to play with him.
Yeah, it was nice for him to come back.
That was awesome. Now we'll get back to why you weren't here, and you informed me on Wednesday on why you weren't here. And this is a segue away from golf, but we're both huge Blue Jay fans. I have been for my entire life.
Yep, me as well. I grew up playing baseball, and I mean, I remember going through the shitty Josh Towers and friggin' Casey Janssen and
DJ Ryan,
Gustavo Chassin. Roy Halladay was good back in the day, but I mean, there's a lot of.
I'm older than you.
Yeah,
I remember the last two Toronto World Series wins, I watched them.
I did not, because I mean I was 5 years old, so I don't remember much of that. But I mean, for those of you, I mean, that don't know, the Jays are in the World Series for the first time in 32 years,
Yes.
which is incredible, right?
So somebody had the opportunity to do something, and I can't knock them for doing it. So
I mean, I was watching on Monday night when they clinched Game 7 against the Mariners. And I was thinking about it the week before, and I just decided, my dad is a lifelong Jays fan, always has been. He went to Minnesota 3 years ago with my sister and my stepmom, and they watched they watched a couple of Jays games. But he's never been to Toronto. I've never been to Toronto. I've never been to an MLB game. So I thought about it for a brief second, and I said, you know what? I'm getting tickets to the first game of the World Series, and I'm taking my dad. So I got some tickets, got some flights. We booked it all up. It was kind of a whirlwind 52 hours. I mean, we were supposed to fly out. I got off work on Thursday, um, went home, quickly jumped in the car, grabbed my backpack, which is essentially my personal item, full of one change of clothes, and booked her to Toronto. Then had a quick dinner at my dad's. Then my sister drove us to the airport. We were supposed to fly out at 12:45 in the morning. Well, fucking a half hour before we're supposed to start boarding, our fucking flight disappears off the board. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? And all of a sudden, there was apparently electrical issues with our flight. So they're like, we've rescheduled it for 6:30 in the morning. Well, we're already at the fucking airport. So I mean, we went back through security because Dad's a smoker and he wanted to have some smokes. So we stayed outside on the other side of the security. Security hung around, whatever. And I mean, I read for a while. He just kind of hung out. We surfed on our phones, whatever. We could have went back to his place, but it's like it would have been like 2 hours, and it just would have been pointless. By the time we get there and back, we would have been home for maybe an hour. And so, anyways, then we get through security, only to find out that our plane had been delayed, or our flight had been delayed by another hour and a half till 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. our time is 10 a.m. Eastern, which is over there, and the game's at 8 p.m. But we wanted to go and make sure we were there like as soon as the gates opened at 5. So we flew. We finally got off the ground at 8. We got into Toronto just after 2. Jumped on the shuttle, went over to our hotel, which was near the airport, checked in, dumped our shit, jumped back on the shuttle back to the airport, got on the Up Express, took the Up Express all the way down to Union Station, then got off and went to Rogers Center. And man, it was nothing I've ever been a part of. It was just incredible. I mean, there was people from all over Canada there, a ton of people from Calgary. Like, I mean, just in the morning when we left, 2 other flights left from side by side terminals with us, within a half an hour of when we left. 3 full flights, and all 3 flights were like 3/4 full of Jays fans, and those were just the 3 that left around each other, not to mention all the other ones that left. So it was wild. Like, we got there was mad lineups in the gates already, and we're there around 4 o'clock. And so it's crazy. So we wandered around. We went into the lineup in for the one J shop outside, and I grabbed a hat and a hoodie, and then we grabbed some what do you call those, game day programs? Yeah, we grabbed game day programs. So I mean, we had souvenirs or whatever, and then we were hanging around outside, and we're walking, and this guy's like, "You guys want to be interviewed? You want to be interviewed by the Score?" And my dad's like, "No," and I'm like, "I'll do it." So there's a couple clips floating around now on the Score, some reels.
I couldn't find them to post them on our socials.
Yeah, no, I'll share them with you. But I mean, so basically, they were asking me like, who I thought, or who we thought would be the Joe Carter of this year's World Series, and one word to describe the Dodgers. So it was cool. So then, anyways, we get in there. We get in when the gates open up, and being the World Series, we get World Series scarves from the MLB, and then the I Want It All towel from the Jays. So we got some souvenirs to keep that way. And then we got into the got into the concourse and we're going up and down. We went all up and around Rogers Center, just checking everything out. The main Jays shop in there on the 100 level concourse, the lineup was absolutely retarded. And that's where you would have to go to get like your World Series badged like jerseys and stuff like that. And it's just like it was like a 3-hour wait in the lineup, which is just insane. So anyways, we hung out, we ate some food, we got to meet some people, we wandered around, we seen everything we could see. I mean, I've never been in a stadium that big. 50,000 people, man. Like, it's wild. It's wild. Like, it's crazy. And I mean, we were wandering the concourse and it was like half full, or not even quite half full, and you could just hear it droning. And we're like, oh my God, it's going to be crazy. So, excuse me. I haven't gotten much sleep in the last little while. So basically, we got in Toronto. We had no sleep for like almost 2 days. It was crazy. So we got there. We had general admission tickets, which means that we can kind of sit. We don't have a specified seat in the arena or in the stadium, but we can sit on any of like we can be in the WestJet deck, anywhere in the outfield district, any of the spots at like the restaurants along there. You can kind of lean on the railings and stuff like that, which I gotta say, man, there's not a bad seat in the house in there. Like, it's crazy. We seen the Sportsnet guys. The Sportsnet panel was not too far from where we ended up. And then the MLB guys were down on the field. We watched batting practice by both teams. It was pretty incredible. I mean, I've never been to an MLB game, and it was.
Well, again, you're going to the first game of the World Series. This isn't just a playoff game. This isn't just a Jays game. This is the first game of the World Series.
And the first in 32 years, which is crazy.
For the Blue Jays. So, I mean, it's quite the experience.
Yeah, we ended up in the WestJet flight deck is where we kind of hunkered down. So we got into the WestJet flight deck, which is standing room. And it's basically straight away center field or left center. And we stayed there the entirety of the game, watched it, which is perfect because you get a great view. And then there's a TV kind of there's a bunch of TVs along there, but where we were, it was up to our left. And we'd watch and we'd be like, that was a strike. And we're like, oh no, maybe a little high, maybe a little low, because you can't really see it from where we are based upon that. But man, it was just like the opening ceremonies, the announcements. I mean, they announced Ohtani, and it's just a rain of boos, which was awesome. And then of course Freeman gets kind of decent cheers. Teoscar got cheers because, I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, he played for the Jays for quite a few years. I mean, the fans still like him. And then, I mean, the cheers for the Jays was unbelievable. And I mean, not only that, but Bo's been out for I don't know how long. He played in that game, and he was there, so he made his return to the lineup. And so the Jays go down 2-0 early, and it's just Savage on the mound, the young kid, 22-year-old kid, making his fourth. He's
got more starts in the playoffs.
His fourth career playoff start. And I mean, he wasn't great, but I mean, he gave them 4 innings of a 2-run ball, which was okay. And I mean, I ended up going to the bathroom, and I was just coming back to the seats or to the area when Varsho hit the 2-run bomb to tie the game. And oh my God, it was wild.
How loud did it get?
Oh, it got insane, man. The jump hugs, the high fives, like everybody just losing their mind. So then they tied it up. It's 2-2. And then the bullpen went to work, did their thing.
I was pretty excited when Varsho hit that 2-run jack, for sure.
It was crazy.
Because Snell was on the mound, and you know he's a good pitcher, and if you can get to him. I mean, you were down 2-0, and I was like, somehow they have to manufacture these runs back. And it was cool that, long ball got it back.
Yep.
But again, this is the Dodgers.
They're just like I said, they're formidable. Very formidable. Yes. You're gonna be tough to beat, right? So it's 2-2, and then we go through a couple innings where it's pretty much up 3 up, 3 down for both sides, and then we get to the bottom of the 6th, and it was single, hit by a pitch. Oh no, single, hit by a pitch. Ernie Clement comes up with the bases loaded, none out, hits a single to give the Jays a 3-2 lead. And then Lukes comes in as a pinch hitter, and he steps up and he takes a walk to give them a 4-2 lead. And then Jimenez comes up, hits a single, makes it 5-2. And I think Springer got out. Or no, Springer was on base. So
because then we would go down the Varsho.
No, Springer would be up next because Jimenez was the 9 hole.
Jimenez was 9, right?
Yeah. So I think I think Springer got on because I think there was one base open at that time or something like that. So there was none out. It was 5-2, none out, bases loaded, and then Miles Straw had been, or not Straw, Straw, and who's the other guy that plays in the outfield occasionally? Oh, what the hell's his name? Anyways.
So Varsho was in center.
Yeah.
Field. Lucas was in right field.
No, Lucas came in as a pinch hitter for Straw. No, Bardra came in as a pinch hitter.
Okay.
So I can't remember who it was, but Bardra came in as a pinch hitter in the 2 hole with the bases loaded. And he hits the first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. And when I tell you that fucking place was shaking, like, I can't even begin to describe the atmosphere in there when he hit that home run. It was like nothing I've ever been a part of. It was absolutely insane, man. Like, we were all bouncing up and down in the WestJet flight deck area, and it was like 20 feet to our left where the ball hit. And it was like, oh my God, what is happening? The whole fucking stadium is going bananas. Just everybody's jump hugs, high fives, just losing their mind. You see people crying because they're like, what is going on? So then 2 batters later, 2 batters later, because Vladdy gets on.
Yep.
And then Kirk steps up, hits a 2-run bomb to the right of us about 10, 15 feet to make it 11-2. And it was just like, oh my God. And I was talking to the guy in front of me, and he's from Toronto. We were around some people from Calgary. And the guy in front of me, he's like, Kirk. And I'm like, man, he's due. I was like, he's hitting the ball well. And then like the next pitch, he hits the home run. And he just turns to me. He's like, you called it. He's like, you called it. And there was a girl that was there beside us, a lady. She basically said, Barger's due to hit a big bomb. And sure enough, he hits the grand slam. So it's 11-2 after 6. And then in the 7th, somebody gets on, and then Ohtani hits a 2-run bomb to make it 11-4. We're just like, whatever. You can have that one.
Okay, that's okay. You let Ohtani have that one. And, because hopefully he doesn't hurt you the entire fucking series, right?
Yeah, well, he started out with a strikeout. So Savage got him to strike out to start the game. And I mean, ultimately, the Jays closed it out and won 11-4 to win the first game of the World Series. My dad was like, he's still on cloud 9. Like, it's just, we were talking about it on the way home on the flight yesterday, and he's just like, it's an experience he'll never forget. And I mean, it was 52 hours of very little sleep. Like, when we got back to, when we left the Rogers Center, we went back to the Up Express, and the entire walk back to the Up Express, everybody's chanting, "Let's go Blue Jays." And then, you get to the Up Express area at Union Station, and the security guards got the megaphones going, "Let's go Blue Jays." And it's just going wild in there. And then, some of the guys on the Up Express, when they got in, are just being loud and, serenading everybody. And it was crazy. Like, crazy, man. Like, if that team wins the World Series, I can only imagine the party that's going to happen down there.
Again, they lost game 2.
Yes, they lost last night to Yamamoto through a complete game jam, and the Dodgers won 5-1. And I mean, Gausman was really good.
Yep.
But I mean, he usually, when you give up 3 runs over 6 2/3, that's a quality start.
Yeah. But this is the Dodgers.
Yep.
Formidable. You're not going to get a shitty starter that you might be able to capitalize on. It is going to have to be a gutsy effort from the Jays to win more games. I mean,
they're going back to LA for 3, 4, and 5, and
let's talk some sports here. The Jays have to be able to get to the Dodgers bullpen.
Yeah, well, which is what they did in game 1, and that got them.
And again, they lose the game where the starter throws a complete game because Yamamoto's
unbelievable.
Unbelievable with six quality pitches. 6 quality pitches as a starter. I get it. I get the oh shit, because he made some Blue Jays hitters look really bad last night.
Yeah, their whiff rate was up over 30%, which is not normal.
Not normal for the Jays.
Yeah.
So they have to see a lot of pitches early because they have to get the starting pitcher's pitch count up and get into that bullpen and then work on it there. Try to get the game as close as you can early. Get the Dodgers starting pitcher's pitch count up and get to that bullpen, and the Jays will have at least half decent shot of winning some games here and possibly winning the World Series.
Mad Max rides on Monday. And
again, the Blue Jays starters they're throwing out there, there's no pushover either.
No,
right?
No.
Like,
but a lot of people figured that the Dodgers were going to steamroll the Jays, right? Like that was their early predictions, and I mean, when the Jays won Game 1, like the Fox guys were like, "This is unbelievable," and it's like, well, this is the best team the Dodgers have played all postseason, guys.
Right, and they're going to play the Jays solid team over a period of, maybe 7 games, right?
Yep.
So yeah, they're going to have to play their best to beat the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays just have to stick to their game plan that they've played with all year, right? Lots of offense, decent starting pitching, and a really good bullpen, and let's see the Hoff get out there and close some more games, right?
Yeah, man.
I actually made a lot of fun at Hoffman, probably halfway 3/4 of the way through the year because he gave up a lot of long balls, and we used to text back and forth when the game was on. Oh, here comes the Hoff, right?
Yeah, here's the heart attack Hoff. Yeah,
here comes heart attack Hoff. But there is an avenue and a gateway for the Jays to win this series, and I haven't been this excited about baseball in decades, right?
Well, I mean,
I don't watch a lot of sports anymore.
We watched 2015 together, some games, right?
Yep.
And I watched the bat flip game when I was going to school and I was in Calgary, and I remember how wild that was, and that was only in the ALCS.
But how back then, how critical I was of that team.
Yes.
I was very critical of that team for a long time. I did not like the way the team was put together.
Yes.
And I did not think they had a World Series team. Even with the Bautista, Donaldson, Edwin, all those guys, the pitching staffs they had, which was good, I still didn't think those teams were World Series contender teams. I just didn't.
Yep.
Because they focused way too much on the long ball, and if you weren't hitting long balls, you weren't winning games. Whereas this Blue Jays team, they hit long balls, but they can also manufacture runs.
Yeah, they're more contact,
yes.
contact, right? Contact. And they get the home runs when they need them.
I like guys like Ernie Clement,
Nathan Lucas,
Shaw. I like those guys because those guys are grinder baseball players because they know their name is not going to be up on the top of what everybody is looking at when you look at Vladdy and even Barger and Kirk,
Springer.
Springer. Yeah, how could I forget that? They know their names aren't going to be up there, but what they have to do is when they get up to the plate is contribute.
Yep.
Right? Even a guy like Jimenez. I mean,
he had 2 game-changing home runs in the Mariners season.
I like him. Again, the bunt he put down in the last series against Seattle. Professional baseball. And I love, again, I know everybody hates it, but I love.
They're an easy team to like, man.
Yeah. Again, I'm an old school guy. It's one of my flaws, but if there's 2 on, nobody out, you bunt them to second, third, and I don't give a fuck who's up to the plate. That's not today's baseball. I get it.
It was,
but I did see that from Jimenez in the series against Seattle.
Yep.
And I mean, that's a man after my heart if you're doing shit like that, right?
It was interesting walking around the stadium because and looking at the jerseys like that were there. There was Schneider jerseys. There was Clement. There was Clement jerseys. He was the one that Barger came in a pinch hit for. And then there was your Donaldsons and your Batistas and your Encarnacions and your Guerrero Juniors and and your Bichettes. But there was just as many. I mean, there was Savage. There was Scherzer. There was Gausman.
There was Joe Carter's.
I didn't see I'm not saying there wasn't one there, but I didn't see one. And I mean, Cito was in the house to throw out their ceremonial first pitch at Game 1, which was kind of cool. Their whole setup was cool for the national anthem and stuff. And honestly, man, like I'm a huge sports fan, and that I just looked at it as, you know, I can make more money, but you may never get the opportunity to have that experience again. I mean, I was 5 years old the last time the Jays were in the World Series. It was insane. That by hands down one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. 10 out of 10 recommend. I mean, Toronto, everybody we met in Toronto was awesome. I mean, we were only there for a short time, but it was amazing. So much fun.
It had to be an epic experience. I'm happy for you, pal.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm happy we got to go to a game where they won. I hope they can grind the series out and bring it back to Toronto, win the World Series there for their fans. Incredible atmosphere. Has to be one of the best atmospheres in all of baseball. I mean, it's nuts. Like, you know, they talk to the Jays about it, or the players, and they're always talking about how their fans are second to none in the league. And I mean,
Well, again,
it's nuts.
For all the U.S. based teams, they have city or maybe state support.
Yeah, it's regional, right?
Regional, right?
Yeah.
In Canada, you have a country support.
Yeah, you have an entire country
coast
behind
to coast.
you. Yep.
And it supersedes politics. It supersedes, social issues. It's Canada's team, coast to coast.
Yep.
So that's where they get their support from.
And with everything going on in the world right now, I mean, it's like, who knew the Jays would be uniting freaking Canada under one banner, right?
Again, it supersedes all that nonsense, right?
Yep.
Because I've always been a Jays fan. I was an Expos fan. American League, National League, Jays were my American League team. Expos were my National League team. And I did like the Dodgers back in the day. I'm not a big fan of them anymore. It's that whole New York Yankees, LA Dodgers, let's buy a World Series team.
Yeah.
And,
it was super cool to see Ohtani too, like the best player in the game. Like,
sure.
I mean, that was part of it too, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I'm going there to watch the Jays, but the Dodgers have some amazing players on their roster, including Ohtani, who's, I mean, in the ninth inning when he was up at his last at bat, and everybody in the stadium starts chanting, "We don't need you, we don't need you." It was unbelievable. It was, the singing and dancing, the "Let's Go Blue Jays" in the seventh inning stretch. Words do not do it justice. It's one of those things where, like, you show someone a picture and they're like, "Cool," and you're like, "No, you literally had to be there, man." Like, it's a memory we'll have forever, and something I get to share with my dad, which is super cool. And I mean, it's. I was thinking about going anyways, and I mean, I would like to go share it with someone, because that's an experience you may never get to have again, right? So yeah, so that's why I missed golf yesterday. Although I came in today, and I mean, I played not bad. I had 9 fairways, which was fucking crazy for me.
The conditions just weren't right for me to have a decent day, but I did want to get out and swing some clubs.
No, it's good. I think most of the people dropped out after 9. I think maybe like 20, 25 people finished out the course and played 18. But I mean, there was no way I wasn't going to be here to finish out the season, right? I mean,
day. And again, we were, when we made the turn and went to 10, and I wasn't hitting great irons, approaches, shots to the green, and it was, again, getting that element frustrated. I was like, I'm still playing it out. I mean, this is it. However many strokes it takes you to finish the day. I mean, coming up 18 when I butchered that hole, and I put my ball off the back of the green, I was like, I'm just gonna go pick it up. And I was like, nah, it's the last hole of the year. You gotta see the ball go in the cup. So
yep.
I hit a ball and just casually, make the putt when I'm not really focused on it, just shit that happens.
Which is hilarious.
But,
one last note for the Jays game. The people that were in front of us in the WestJet flight deck were from Calgary, conveniently enough. Anyways, we were talking to them. They came down on the flight without tickets.
Oh, really?
Without tickets. They flew out of Calgary. They didn't have tickets. They were sitting on the tarmac refreshing the secondary market. They got to Calgary, and they waited out the market as long as they possibly could until it plateaued and prices came down a bit, and then bought their tickets. And we were talking to them on the Friday night, and we're like, well, are you guys going to the game tomorrow? And they're like, yes, but we don't have tickets yet. And I'm like, you guys are animals, like craziness, man. Like, could you imagine leaving for Toronto from Calgary to go to the World Series, but you don't have tickets? Like, taking that risk. That's insane, dude. Insane. But that's how crazy people are right now about the Jays.
So I was gonna bring this up because I started watching some hockey again. I started watching some sports again.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about it. So I was thinking, that we have this golf podcast, and I do have some guests lined up for the winter. But what are your thoughts on you and me doing a sports podcast for the winter, where we go over what's happened in hockey over the week? We'll finish out the World Series here. Maybe next week talk about a few of the games. We'll go over some hockey stuff because again, you and I like hockey.
Yeah, man.
And we'll kind of, instead of us just focusing on golf this winter and me getting guests and you and I really not doing podcasts over the winter, let's change it to, instead of the Mulligans and Hackers podcast, let's change it to the M&H Sports podcast, and let's talk sports.
Oh, I like it. I like it. I like that idea.
What do you think?
I like that idea. I happen to know a super fan that lives in Redcliffe that might be able to get on.
That might be able, when we're talking about the Leafs.
Yeah.
Maybe we do the super fan stuff. But that's just a way for you, me, and super fan to talk sports.
Yeah, man.
And then we'll throughout the winter, we'll get together. We'll talk about it once a week, do some sports stuff. And I'll still have a few guest podcasts for golf over the winter.
Oh, yeah. We'll still talk about some golf. But
we'll just change the format to M&H Sports, and we'll do it that way.
I like it. I like it.
Then we can criticize and bitch about each other's teams, and
add some more fuel to the fire.
What do you think?
I like the idea. I really do. I think it'll be a hit. I think it'll bring a little bit of new viewership to our pod. I think
it allows us to get back into the sports that we kind of know.
Yep.
And know a little bit about, and know, we both coached hockey. You're a V-ball coacher. And I know baseball. I'm a baseball fan. So this is the distinction, because I'm a baseball fan. I don't know a ton about the intricacies of baseball. We'll say, like, especially like the contracts, what the teams can do. I am really understand hockey and how hockey works behind the scenes. So I know a little bit more about that than I do baseball.
Well, I mean, we used to talk about baseball, and you'd be like, "Why are they trading these prospects?" Right. And I mean, the thing in baseball is your prospects are just currency. That's all they are. Exactly. I mean, unlike hockey, where they try to hold on to them.
Your prospects are your future.
Yeah.
And you develop them inside baseball. And I had to be told that. Like, I'm like, why the hell would you, like, if you have a pick or a prospect, and he's like, top 10 in the league, why are you fishing that guy off for a dude that's got, 1, maybe 2 years left, a deal left, and you're like trading your top prospect? Well, if you're in the win now window, your prospect isn't right. And again, slowly starting to learn that part of baseball. But on the other hand, hockey, I know way too much about that. That's what probably turned me sour for a few years on hockey, is because I knew too much about it, and I fucking hate the contracts that they just dish out.
Just professional sports is just crazy amounts of money, right? Like, I mean, you see it all the time in the sports, but we can talk about that another day.
But again, we can just get together once a week, talk about the week in sports, and go from there.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped. Let's do it. That sounds like a great idea. And for those of you guys listening, make sure you hit that follow button, that like button. Give us a follow on all our socials, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on them all. So come find us, give us a follow, say hi, check in. And yeah, man, that's it for our outdoor season. It's done. Yep. It's crazy.
Already longing to see the schedule for the AGT for next year.
Yeah, Leah, get your ass on it.
Give us a little hint, right? Like, give us a little hint. We won't publish it because we know we will get in huge trouble for that.
But, yeah. No, I'm excited. I mean, she was saying maybe before Christmas, maybe, if things work out. So that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, man, I can't wait to get into the Sims. I hate the Sims, but I mean, it's a necessary evil to keep our swings going and to find our games and keep going. And I mean, before we know it, spring will be here. We'll be back on the course. We'll be back in Invermere, probably at Copper Point, playing in the opening major. Yeah. And then you'll be coming with me to hang out as I play in the Ryder Cup style for the AGT.
For the President's Cup tournament. You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. I'd like to go into that one and even just hang out with Leah and do some
social media stuff.
Social media
Yeah,
stuff
that'd be pretty cool.
So
All right, well, yeah, there you go. There's our pod.
stay
Anyways,
tuned.
yeah, stay tuned for exciting
MHG
new stuff
Sports
coming up.
Podcast.
All right, later.
Later.